Hey everyone, this is Lil Already from Abstract Music Lab, and today we're back here in the sound design channel. Today we're creating a preset from the DIVA preset collection volume 2, and also you can find this in the deep melodic foundations for DIVA that you can find both over here in the description. But essentially today we're going to recreate a preset and also a MIDI so you can learn how to do better presets for DIVA and essentially get better at sound design. Now let's listen to what we're recreating today. Essentially we're just recreating this sound over here. And if you want to listen to this in context, this is how it sounds like. Now for this we used a kickstart and also a low cut, but we're gonna deactivate this for the preset. And now let's get started with this tutorial and let's go into DIVA over here. So the first thing that we're gonna do over here in the tuning, we're gonna choose the transpose to 0 because essentially we're gonna turn everything an octave up. We're gonna choose the mode to legato, and the note priority is gonna be the highest. So essentially the highest note will always prevail into anything. But now into the oscillators and everything, we're gonna choose a triple VCO. The waveform is going to be just a little bit more squarey, just like this. And we can see that we already have a little bit of the sound, but now in oscillator 2, we're gonna detune this a little bit. You can see that it becomes a bit more detuned, and the waveform is just gonna go a little bit more saw over here. But we're gonna pick this volume over here and put it a little bit quieter. So we still have a little bit of the detune, but not so prominent in the mix. And now the last VCO, we're gonna put it over here a 16. We're gonna also choose something a little bit more of a inverted saw. And basically the volume of this is going to be way quieter. And that's pretty much it with the VCOs over here. Now we have the feedback that we're gonna increase it a little bit. And you can see that this brings a little bit of low end to the sound, and that's pretty much it. And now we're also gonna bring a little bit of noise. And you can see that it brings just a tiny bit of noise in the background. Essentially, that's it with the VCOs. Now we're gonna move into the envelopes because that's what dictates the VCOs. Now in the envelopes, we're gonna put everything down just to start this. And you can see that first we're gonna go over here and put the attack a little bit higher, the decay also a little bit higher, and the sustain also a little bit higher. You can see that the sound is pretty much already there. Now we also need to bring a little bit of release in the sound, but that's something that without the legato the sounds would get one on top of the other, and that's why we chose legato for this one. In addition to that, we're also going to choose the velocity over here and also the keyboard over here. And essentially what these two over here do, essentially they intensify the amp of this analog envelope. But now over here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go now into the cutoff. We're gonna go and choose a VCF byte. And in this VCF byte, we're gonna pick this cutoff and put it right down. Pretty much to over here where we can't listen to anything. We're gonna turn the keyboard tracking all the way up so the higher notes are gonna get more open cutoff, as you can listen over here. And the peak, which is essentially the resonance, is going to be a little bit higher as well. And this is going to be modulated by the envelope 2, which is going to be something around over here. But we need to now change the envelope number 2. We're gonna go for an analog over here again, and the attack over here is going to be a little bit higher. The decay is going to be a little bit smaller. The sustain is almost going to be all the way down. So essentially, it's just going to be a tip of the note and not something that is sustained. And the release a little bit higher as well. And also the velocity is going to go over here. It's 56, and also the keyboard also a little bit higher. But in addition to that, and what's going to give the main note over everything is going to be the LFO2. The LFO2 is going to go right up, and you can see that how it changes everything. But now for us to listen to this properly, we're gonna go over here into LFO2, This is going to be all the way down over here. This is going to remain as it is. And we're going to use a triangle sync instead of a gate. The difference between the gate and the sync is that the gate is every time that you hit the note, and the sync is synced to the project grid. In addition to that, what we're also going to do is pick this depth mod and put it to 61. And you can see that the notes now start wobbling according to the LFO. But now, in addition to that, we're also going to pick this FM over here and put it a bit higher. That's pretty much it over here in the cutoffs and also in the LFO too. Now we're going to go into the main section of the tuning. We're going to introduce a little bit of vibrato, as you can see over here. But in addition to that, and for us to be able to listen to the vibrato, we have to put this depth mod over here quite a bit down. So essentially, we're going to activate this as soon as we activate the mod wheel as well. But in addition to that, we're going to go over here in the phase, change it a little bit. And now, in addition to that, we're going to use a triangle sync, and this one is going to be at a 1 second rate. And in addition to that, something that I forgot in LFO 2, instead of just being like this, we're going to activate the polarity. And this pretty much changes the polarity of the LFO. So instead of going unipolar, we're now going bipolar. So it goes both before and after the cue point that we left before. So back to the tuning, everything is going to remain as it is. And now in the amplifier pan mode, the amplifier is going to be the same, but the pan mod is going to be a little bit up. And that's pretty much it with the sound. But now in addition to that, we're also going to go in the trimmers and we're going to change this a little bit. So essentially, we're just changing the tuning of the VCO so they don't sound in tune with the original VCO. And essentially, we're just intensifying the detune of these sounds. But now back into the main section, we're going to activate the effects of the sounds to give a little bit more life to the sound. And pretty much, we're going to start over here with a plate reverb. And in this plate reverb, the dry is going to go a little bit down. And the wet also a little bit down. But you can see that it brings a little bit more room to the sound. And pretty much that's what we want. The pre-delay is going to go quite up. And the diffusion is also going to go quite down. And we're going to stop this damping also. As we can listen, when we turn the damp down, the higher sounds are not going to damp that much. So you can listen to a lot more higher sounds in the reverb as well. Now the decay is going to go a little bit higher. And the size a little bit smaller. Now just to end this preset, we're just going to go into a delay. And in a delay, what we're going to do is the dry is going to remain as it is. The volume is going to go down. The side volume is going to go a bit down. But we're going to shape this sound a little bit because we don't want the delay to be exactly like the original sound. So we want the high pass to be something like this. And the low pass like this. Now the feedback is going to go way higher. So you can listen to a lot more of that delay also. And the only thing that we're going to do over here in the left, center, right, we're going to pick this left and put it to 3. And if you compare the sounds, it's pretty much the same thing. Now we're just going to activate the kickstart and the EQ8. And we have pretty much the same thing as what we had before. Now if you want to listen to this in context. And that's pretty much it. I hope that you liked this tutorial. And if you liked it, you can get this preset over here in the description below. And this is Lilo Reddy from Abstract Music Lab signing off. Ciao.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, please check out our website packed with online courses and professional sample packs. Also check our ready-to-use and club-tested Serum presets. You can browse by the genre and style you're looking for, or get the incredible deal with the full Serum preset bundle. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.